Hello Hornby fans and welcome to another episode of Signal Box. Hot off the heels of our Signal Box live episode, we'd like to take the time to thank you all for joining us both live and for watching the live broadcast afterwards. Thank you for making it a success, and hopefully we can continue to bring you more of that live coverage in the future. So what's happening in today's episode? Well, we're taking a look at a very fun new project that we have from Hornby. We're also going to be looking at the Class 800s. We are going to take a look back at the open weekend, and we're jumping back into the archives. So without further ado, I'm Mike, we're Hornby, and welcome to Signal Box. By now you'll have seen on our website our exciting new project, the Family Fun Project. But what's it all about? Well, it's about getting started in making a layout. From just a simple baseboard which has nothing on it, all the way up to creating your first model layout. The Family Fun Project takes you through step by step to get you to your first model layout. But the clue's in the name. It's not just about building your model layout, but it's about getting your family together, having fun and enjoying this hobby. With that in mind, we talked to Don Gray, the model maker here at Hornby Hobbies, who had a hand in designing the layout that you'll be building in your Family Fun Project. Take it away, Don. Hello, I'm joined by Don Gray, model maker here at Hornby Hobbies. Don, thanks for joining us on Signal Box.
That's okay, Mike. Pleased to be here.
And we are here today to talk about the Family Fun Project, and the Family Fun Project layout is in front of us. You created this.
Yes, I did, right from scratch. And everything you get to see here on this board is in the Family Fun Project box of parts, including the locomotives, the scatter material, the decorative, the track, everything. So it's great for the first time newcomer to Hornby Railways, and hence the name. It's for everybody in the family to build together. It's a very easy introduction to Hornby Railways. As I say, the only thing you need to go out and buy is a piece of wood, get that cut for you at your local DIY store, and some PVA glue and a little bit of Humbrol grey acrylic paint just to create the road colours and things like that. But essentially it's all there and it's good fun to do.
So you were the first ever person to make this layout, this part of this project. You had that privilege?
Yes, I did. I was privileged to that, and I have to say it was good fun doing so. It really was good fun, yeah.
Ah. And take us through a little bit about how you get from that initial baseboard all the way up to this.
There's a series of stages which become ever so clear when you look at the instruction book. The instruction book that you get with the kit is very clear. So the basic thing is you get your board home, lay it out. First thing to do is unpack your kit of parts and you'll see the track there. It's ever so simple to put together. Simply lay it flat on the baseboard and push it together, making sure what we call fish plates, which are the joiners between the track, go together evenly, and then run your finger along the top surface to make sure that they push together correctly. Build your track up in the configuration that you see in the instructions, which essentially is an oval with a siding coming off. You don't have to have the siding there, it could come off earlier, wherever you want. Lay that on the board. Get it in the position where you want to. Once you've decided that, then you can place the buildings where you want. You know, you might want the cottage over here, you might want all the buildings grouped in a little village here. It's entirely up to you. You know, you can create a lake, a fishing lake, or a river running through the scene. The only limitations are your imagination and the size of the board, you know. Once you've decided that, the best thing to do is to draw around each one on the bare wood with a pencil and then put in the box, whatever it might be, like the cottage, so you can remember where to put them again. Draw carefully around the track, giving yourself a border, so that's where the limitation of the ballast on which you're going to lay the track later goes. Take everything off, create some space for yourself, and then the first thing to do is to lay the ballast under the track. Very simply applied. You get the ballast in a little bag and in the kit, and it's a mixture of PVA, white glue and water. Just brush that on. You can do section at a time. It's not arduous and not complicated. Do a little bit at a time and sprinkle the ballast on top of that. Little top tip here, add a bit of the grey Humbrol acrylic paint to the PVA mix, and it tints it.
Okay.
Allows that coloration to go over the board and the ballast to go down nice and evenly, and it's a good tip that allows you, it gives you good coloration for the ballast. And then once you've done all that around the track, allow it to dry overnight, shake off the excess over some newspaper so you can catch what you're shaking off, and you can use it again to fill in any little gaps. Then on to the next stage of putting down this lovely scenic material, which is all included in the kit. You get a green and a brown. Now I've tended to blend the colours together, which creates a sort of more naturalistic effect, but it's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
And that sticks down onto the plywood with a mixture of PVA and water. Just brush it on. You can do a section at a time, and then carefully sprinkle it using a normal kitchen sieve that your mum would use for flour.
Right.
Perhaps not the same sieve.
Yeah.
Go
Make
and
sure you
buy
clean it
another
out
one or an
afterwards.
old one. Sprinkle it on and blend your colours and get the scenic material down. Again, let that dry fully overnight if you've done the whole thing. Shake off any excess, and then you can think about putting trees where you want to create a nice little wood or a copse over here. Dot them about to create gardens for the buildings. Yeah. Whatever you fancy doing.
And how are they attached, the trees?
You can glue them. They've got nice little bases on the trees, so they're quite sturdily fixed. Yeah. So you can actually glue those down with a bit of contact adhesive onto the base. Or if you wanted to, if you're restricted for height at all, where you're going to slide the layout under a bed or something like that, or behind a wardrobe, you can actually have those removable as you can with the buildings. You can just put those on where you want to. If you want to make the trees removable, take the base off, drill a hole in the base of a suitable size hole, and then push the tree in. Very, very simple. Then you can take them off. And the only limitations are your imagination, really. If you wanted to grow the set, we are supplying a number of accessory packs, and you can go to your local model shop or wherever you want to and get additional buildings. If birthdays are coming up, then you can say, I'd love another little cottage or something, and you can start building little villages with the additional buildings that you can add to it over the time.
I suppose you could just...
Yes, and naturally, this is a really good introduction to the whole world of model railway building with Hornby. You can extend the layout, you can get bigger boards, and then you're off and running. This is a great starter pack.
Yeah, well, I had the privilege of watching you do this while we were filming, and it was a matter of days that it went from just a board to this, and it's really quite impressive to see. You see all those elements laid out, and you think, oh, wow, this is going to take forever. And the fact
it comes together very quickly.
Yeah. And just the difference, and it really does bring it to life. It's a huge part of the hobby, I know, and as someone that's learning a bit more about that, it's really, really impressive.
And it's not daunting. I was approached by one of the guys who worked with me, and he was saying, well, this is great. I wouldn't know how to do this sort of thing, but you've just shown me that it's possible, without a great deal of skill, and you have to be doing it for donkey's years to learn how to do this. It's not the case. Just follow the video that you're going to see on the screen and read the instructions, and it's ever so simple. And any family could create this. It's great.
I suppose there's only one more question to ask. Did you have fun making this layout?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was great fun. I do this every day for my working week, and it was great to have something slightly different to build.
Don, thanks so much for joining us today.
That's all right, pleasure.
And for showing us your layout. The Family Fun project is available on hornby.com, and you can watch the how-to videos on there as well, and on our YouTube channel. So, thanks again, Don.
Pleasure.
Next up, we're moving inside the station now as we take a look at the Class 800. A logical design progression from the hugely successful Class 395 Javelin, Hitachi's Intercity Express program, Class 800, 801 802 stock shortly run the length and breadth of Great Britain, being the successor to the iconic Class 43 HST across the United Kingdom's rail network. Set 800003 was constructed in Hitachi's Kasado factory in Japan between July and October 2015, before undergoing static tests at the factory test facility prior to shipping to the UK. Departing in late December 2015, the unit arrived at Southampton in March 2016, before moving by road to the Hitachi Newton Aycliffe factory in County Durham to continue further testing. In October 2016, 800003 underwent maximum speed commissioning and test runs on the ECML between Darlington and York, before supporting the other Class 800 units in the main type test programme, mainly operating on the GWML infrastructure, particularly to support train operator specific tests conducted at all stations on the IEP GW network. 800003 received its GWR green livery in June 2017 ahead of the 175th anniversary, marking Queen Victoria's first rail journey from Slough Station to London Paddington. The GWR Class 800 is available in a train pack and an accompanying coach pack, meaning you can run the full locomotive on your layout. And doesn't she look stunning? We're jumping back in the archives now as we look back again on a classic Hornby ad.
Trains. Trains. Trying Hornby train sets. Trying Hornby train sets. Trying Hornby train sets. Trying Hornby train sets. If you want a train set, Trying Hornby make just the one you want.
Last month, we had our open weekend here at the Hornby Visitors Centre, along with locomotive storage, and of course it was our first ever Signal Box Live. And as I said before, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who joined us live on the broadcast, and also those who have watched it since. It's really humbling for us here at home to know that you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully we can bring you more of that in the future. There were some technical difficulties, there always will be when you first start these things out, but hopefully as we continue forward we can bring you more of these live broadcasts, and we can make sure that next time maybe our mics are turned on properly. But why not take a look back at some of our favourite moments from the Hornby Open Weekend in partnership with Locomotive Storage.
The Humbrol sponsorship, we're running it again, and this time we're breaking it up into 3-month chunks. So everyone, same rules, got to fit in the cardboard cake box, got to have 2 railway items on, but everyone's got a theme now. So our current theme is holidays. And I stood on Weston-super-Mare Beach and did a little video saying theme is holidays, and people are now merrily building holiday-based cake boxes. The latest one I've done though is because it's Hornby's 100th birthday next year,
Yes, yeah.
and because I knew we were coming along this weekend, I
got a
thought it'd
special
be a
one.
really nice idea to build a Hornby themed cake box.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've gone back to the very earliest days and built a tin plate model of a Hornby train set. This is actually it's an X-brass kit from 7 models, which comes nice and flat, and you fold all the bits up and you glue them together.
Yeah.
The rest of the bits are from a doll's house supplier, so it's all 1/24th scale, rather bigger than anything else we normally do on this sort of thing.
It's 19 foot long and it's 10 foot wide. We've got a double track main line across the front, which we've got running here, and then at the back behind the main line we've got cement works as well. Right. The main lines there, they've got a big storage yard at the back, so we've got about 20 trains behind the scenes, all ready to go. There's loads of trains with sounds, everything's got lights on it. We've made it all set up for the show. So.
Wow, so it must have taken quite a while to set up the last couple of days.
Yeah, we spent, it's about 6 hours setting up yesterday.
Right, wow.
So, yeah.
And obviously the day's just started, but I'm sure we'll have many more people running through. How does it feel to be here at this event?
This is brilliant. I mean, to actually be running our Hornby models inside Hornby's former factory is one of the reasons we wanted to be here.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
How long did the layout take you all told?
This one took 9 months to build in total.
Wow.
It's a mixture of also recycled parts, so I like to make do amends. So the trench walls are also made from coffee stirrers and other bits and pieces. And my daytime job currently is as bar staff.
Right.
So things like the spent artillery shells by the artillery gun are actually drinking straws.
Really?
Yeah, drinking straws.
Oh, see, that's what I find so amazing about it, is that you just wouldn't know those, and it sounds silly, but to not know those those things is a good thing, I suppose. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing really what you could do, and it just shows that you could build a great looking model railway, but with just things to have to hand that otherwise would go to waste. Again, the mud is wood filler, sort of thing you just find on your average DIY shelf, and just mix with a bit of PVA, spread it down, and you get a lovely mud effect.
In one of these in my life, but this is a Wickham's Engineers trolley, and the only one I've ever seen before, as I said, is in St Trinian's and the Great Train Robbery, and that is the only time I ever saw one. I mean, I never actually did see one when I was on the railways, so, but there was loads of them made, loads, I believe there was over 500 made, and they were all over the world, India, everywhere like that. Wherever there was a railway, I believe there's one of these. But fantastic little things. I would have loved having a crack at one of these. It would have been great fun.
We'll get you in the front.
Oh yes, please. Stand back.
So this weekend is a very special one for locomotive storage, and presumably for yourself as well, as someone who's worked on the rails. How does it feel for you to be a part of this event?
Well, after meeting Frank, and he was telling me about this, and when I said I was an ex-train driver, and we just sort of clicked, and he invited me along to say, would you like to help and volunteer and everything like that, and I said, oh, it's in the blood. I said I can't stop myself, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. When I do come out here, I have enjoyed every minute of it, to see these things really up close. I mean, it's something else, and members of the public, when they do come to see this and everything, you're not going to get much closer than this. Shame they're not in steam, but then again, but you're not going to get much better. It's so, and you are so close to it, and it's like actually being in a loco shed. It really is like being in a shed. So it really is fantastic, and may it go on and may it prosper. It really is really good.
Well, there you have it for this month. There's just enough time to say that next week we will be starting Signal Box specials for the next 8 weeks to coincide with the Great Model Railway Challenge. Each Monday we'll bring you an exclusive interview with the winner of each episode, and we'll be discussing the episode in detail.
The Great Model Railway Challenge is back, and it's smaller than ever. 15 teams of Britain's best model makers go head-to-head to create jaw-dropping worlds.
They're attaching some dinosaur bones to the cliff.
Can they keep these layouts on track?
It's just amazing. So much detail and quality.
Big competition, very little time.
30 minutes, guys, 30 minutes. Come on.
Pressure is on.
Tiny trains, tiny margins.
All aboard!
Great to see some new ideas evolving.
For the biggest little show on TV.
Full steam ahead!
So join us next Monday, where we'll be talking to the winner of episode 1 on Signal Box Special. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Mike, you've been great, and I'll see you at the next stop.